Okay, so I'm just doing a little video on how to put together a standard 7-inch headlamp. So this is obviously for my taxi project, but this is the same as the majority of British 50s and 60s cars. All those use the 7-inch headlamp, so Land Rovers, Minis, Morris Minors, etc. So here's a completed unit ready to go in. Lamp with a retaining ring fitted into the bowl with the gasket and the wire and loom grommet. I've left them long purposely, obviously, until it goes onto the car. So that's connected up. And here's all the components. So basically just to show you how you put the retaining ring onto the bowl, the adjuster screws, the retaining ring clips, etc. So yeah, here's the standard bowl. Now I've extended the wiring a little bit, so made that hole in there a tad bigger. Basically there's the grommet. Put this through from the inside, poke it through, and then that just goes in there like that. Yeah, so your wiring from the plug goes through there. Now you'll notice on these bowls, they're all pretty similar. You've got the fixing one there, that's for the outer ring, chrome ring. This post here on this face, that's the only one standing up. That is what the retaining ring screws onto there with a self tapper to hold it in position. Yeah. And if you flip it around, there's two posts that are sticking up. There, that one there, and that one there. So that is where you put your adjuster screws in from this side. So these are your adjuster screws. So you've got like a funny little washer under the head. That's what the retaining ring clicks onto. And it clicks into that, slides in, and then that's what you screw in and out to adjust your headlamp up or down or left and right. So, and you know it's this way up. So that one will go through there, that one will go through there. So that's your up and down adjustment when you're setting your beam, and that's your left and right. So I'll just screw these in and go to the next step. Okay, so you can see I've put these adjuster screws in now. A little bit hard to start with because they sort of cut their own thread into the plastic, but it's around about halfway there. There's a good starting point. And there's the other one. So now you know this is the top, okay, because that's your up and down adjustment, and this one is on the side, so that'll be 12 o'clock, and this will be 9 o'clock position, and there's the lower fix in there for the outer bezel. So that's the top. And now you can line up this bezel, and you know that this clip here and this clip here are the ones that go onto the adjusters. So yeah, what happens is, look, that slots in there, goes between the head and that washer. You do the same on this side, and you know you've got them lined up when they're both in place. And this tab is lined up over there. Okay, so that holds the lamp into the bowl. Okay, so you know that's your top. So you get your lamp and you put it at the top. And these are normally just standard lamps, but obviously I've got the P700 version on this. Just looks a little bit more fancy. So we know obviously this is the top. So I want my retainer ring on there. So yeah, normally you wouldn't have this line on a standard headlamp, but you'll see the markings on the lens, so you'll know which is up and down. So yeah, basically put that over there, and you should find that once that is in position, these tabs here should be level with these little tabs on the back of the lens, which they are. So through that you put your retainer clip over the top like that, and then a self tapper through there, and that locks the outer ring onto the glass lamp. Okay, so you'll see now I've got the little self tapper fixings through the retaining ring into these washers, so they kind of just grip onto there like that and hold it in place. And once you're happy that they're all in position loosely, then tighten them up, and that will secure this retainer ring to the lamp. So I'm just going to tighten these all up now. Okay, so there's the 3 clips. So this chrome ring is now secured to the lamp. So I'll quickly show you before we put the bulb in. Actually, yeah, take that off there. Obviously, I don't need to show you that really, but if you pop this into the bowl briefly and line up that pin in there, and line up that one in there, and that's down to the next step. So there we go. The retainer clip now is in the adjuster screws, just loosely, and that tab lines up with that. So you lock, once you've done your wiring at the back and fed it through the grommet, that one then self tapper through there locks the retainer ring onto the bowl. So the lamp is secured to the ring then gets secured to the bowl, and then obviously you secure the bowl to the car. You can do that any way you want. Nuts and bolts, self tappers, rivets, whatever you want, depending on your application. And then obviously when it's on the car, you wind these in or out. If you wind it, pushes it against the body, drops the lamp, or wind them out, lamp goes in towards the body and pulls the beam up. Likewise on the left and right. That's how you adjust it. And then you've got your outer ring, chrome bezel over the top once it's all adjusted. So just in case you're not sure, some differ slightly, but they're very similar. See, the headlamp can be a little bit tricky sometimes, but these basically squeeze apart, or down sometimes. I think these are down and over, pop out. Obviously then you've got your captive little washer there. The bulb will only go in one way because it's got those 3 tabs. Okay, so we'll put that in now. And obviously I hold it with that foam there. Don't put your fingers onto the glass, as you know. So that's in position. Pushes back. So it goes down and over, down and over. So that is the bulb in. And the side light bulb is literally a little push fit in there. Okay, and then the standard H4 bulb connector. I bought these new ones, a nice thick wire, but they weren't very long, so I've extended the cables to give me plenty to play with under the wing. So I'm going to plug this on now with a rubber boot, and we'll get it together in the wall. So I put the rubber over the connector there, nice and tight. Once that pushes on, I'll give it some protection. I mean, it's inside this big plastic bowl anyway, so it's not going to get any wet on it from the road in terms of spray. Just a little bit of condensation perhaps, but yeah. So that's it, side light and main bulb with wires ready to go into the bowl. So what I found best to do is, obviously I've extended the wires as I said, get them all through the grommet first, feed the lamp in then with plenty of excess, and then you can always adjust the length on the outside later on, remembering that these two parts of the retainer ring go onto these, okay, and then that one there holds in place there with a self tapper. Okay, so the headlamp ring now is in position in the adjusters. The wires are all coming out the grommet there. It's just a self tapper to put in there to lock it in place. So screw that into there like that, and it's all together. There you go. So it screws into that. So that is complete lamp with retainer ring in position with the adjusters and locked into the bowl. So one completed unit now. And obviously when it's on the car, as before, you move these in and out to set your beam left and right or up and down, whatever you want. The last thing to do is the rubber grommet on the back before you put it onto the vehicle. So put it on there so don't scratch the glass. So yeah, it's got two sides, slightly thinner rim there, and totally flat part is what goes against the car body, so this will go this way. And so yeah, just sorted the wiring out there. There's two slightly larger holes, that one and that one, so turn them around because they are the ones that go over the adjusters. So find your two adjusters there and there. These two larger holes go over the adjusters. There you go. So you should find then, once those holes are lined up, and all the other holes also line up. There you go. So there's one completed lamp unit ready to go onto the car. So here they are, both units are all complete, ready to bolt on. And remember that you can fit them any way you like onto the vehicle. There's multiple hole positions in the back end, so you can use self-tapper screws, nut and bolts, rivets, whatever it is, whatever is easier on your car. And then once they're on the car, I say set your beam by doing the top adjusters to bring your beam up and down, and on the sides then to go left and right. Once you've set your beam, then you can put your chrome outer rings in position. Now, I went for some stainless steel ones because I thought they'd have a better chance in the British weather. It won't go rusty as quickly or deteriorate as quickly. So they just held on with one screw at the bottom, which goes into that little boss there. So once you've fitted them and you've adjusted them and you're happy, put that over the top and secure. Lovely.